to yet another edition of our MemberBoss webinar. Your host, Stefan, and today we're going to talk about how to upload images onto your website. We're going to discuss about the different ways to display images using Page Builder. And we're also going to talk about the difference between a full bleed and a column template. This entire webinar should take us about 15 to 20 minutes. As well, if you have any questions during the webinar, feel free to type them into the chat box and we will get to them towards the end of this webinar. All right, without further ado, let us get started. Okay, here. Perfecto. The first thing we're going to want to do is to log into our admin area on the back of our website. So just click into admin area, type in your username, type in your password, and you'll be logged in. Now, adding images onto your website is important because images help you express messages better. And it also, you know the saying that they say a picture is worth 1,000 words. So a lot of the times when you have a picture or an image, it pulls the viewer, it pulls the person who's looking at your website even more, and it engages them even more. There are three types of image content on the website. The first type is a background image. You can also have a fixed image, multi-images, or you can have adjustable images, which are images that we'll look into in your WYSIWYG editor, your text block. We're first going to start by looking at a background image using the hero image text block. So the first thing we want to do is get into our page builder to access our text block, our hero image block. We're going to click on content, and you can see here neatly arranged, organized together are the various design blocks that are associated with images. They are not the only ones that you can have images on, but the various ones. First thing we're going to do is grab our hero image block. We're going to drag it onto the page. And here we have our hero image block. And we're going to edit this hero image block by clicking on the gear. We're going to want to change our headline. And we already have the title that we want for our headline. Photography by CC Payne. We're going to grab that. Copy, and go back, paste this. We decided that we're not going to have a subheadline, so we're going to delete that. And next, we'll go to the background shade. This background shade here decides how you want the shading of your background image to be, whether you want it to be darker or lighter. But in our case, we'll decide on no change. You can also have a button for your hero image block, but we'll decide on this webinar not to have a button. The next thing we want to do here is go to our styles tab. We're going to add padding, a top padding. Padding is just the space that you have between the edge of your design block and the content that you have within your design block. In our case, we'll have padding at the top and padding at the bottom. And here is where we choose our background image. The default image is your Seattle dusk, but you can also delete just by checking this delete checkbox, or you can have it replaced just by choosing the file that you want to replace it with. In our case, we want the image of the camera, which is going to be there. And the add content margin, container margin for full bleed template here. We'll talk about full bleed template in just a second, but this here, when you check it, it means that it will put a space between the edge of the screen and the edge of your design block and the content that you have, the text. It only applies to the text as well, however. And if it is unchecked, it means that your text, if it is on the full bleed template, will be going from the edge of the screen to the other edge of the screen. We're going to choose our height to be 500. And the block wrapper class here applies to your font. Today we're going to choose reverse shadow for our font. All right. Once this has been determined, we're just going to click OK. And voila, we have photography by CC Paint right here. And if you click on page builder, there we go. Now we spoke about full bleed template at the beginning. And this is what I mean is once you have a full bleed template on your page, the page will go from the edge of your screen to the other edge of the screen. However, if you do not have that selected, and by default, it is not selected, you want to go to your page builder. You want to click on the gear that's next to the page itself, page settings. Once you're there, where it says features, on the features tab, you click on there. And just so I can show you what it looks like, you choose template, full bleed template, or single column template. If you choose single column template, and you go to take a look, this is what your page will look like. It's not gonna go from edge to edge. However, if you do choose the full bleed template, the page will go from the edge to the other edge, just like this. All right. Now, the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add an image using our text block, which is our WYSIWYG editor. To do that, we'll go to the content here and we'll grab a text block. We're gonna drag it right there. And we're gonna go into our text block to edit it. So just click on the gear. And here we are. For those of you who were here last webinar, you should be familiar with the WYSIWYG editor right here. Now I'm gonna add some text in there, and we decided we're gonna have this quote into our text. Copy that. Paste your quote. And I also want this quote to be a header. So I choose heading 2, but that's not all. I also want my quote to be aligned to the center. I'm going to highlight it, click this align button, and align it to the center. The next thing we want as far as text is the text that we have chosen right here. So I'm going to copy this and paste it into the text editor. Voila. Here we are. And the text has been copied. But I want to put an image right in between our quotes and our text. So what I'll do is I'll click on the image button right here. There are three ways actually to add an image. I can either click on choose, which will give me a list of images that I've used before, or I can click on upload. I can drag and drop the files that I want into this box, or I can just click the box. It'll open up a window for me to choose the image that I want. In our case, we're gonna choose this image right here. And as you can see, the image shows into my WYSIWYG editor, but it's kind of big. So I'm gonna click on it, and on the bottom right hand corner, I can grab it and I can size it to whichever size I'd like. Now let's say that I also want my image to be in the middle, in the center. So I'm going to click on the image again and click on edit. Right here, I can choose what title I want to give this image. I'll say Yale. And this title is what people see when your mouse hovers over the image. Caption are the words that you can have right under the image. Position, I want it to be in the center. And I also want to add a link to my image. So that way, once people click on the image, it can take them to this particular page that I want. I'm going to paste my link. Now I want my link to open up in a new tab. Click save, and voila. You have also buttons that you can put, but we're not going to put buttons for this exercise today. If you go into the Styles tab, you can choose the paddings as well. I'm going to put a top padding. I'm also going to put a bottom padding on there as well. But I also want to have a background image for my text block. So here you will go to background image, click on choose file. And I have a specific background image for this one, text block background. And it's always good to choose a background image because it helps with the flow of your website, and I will show you in a second. I'm going to add a container margin for the full bleed template. And for the block wrapper class, I'm going to choose reverse shadow. Here, I am done with my text block. Let's go see what it looks like. Voila. Here we are. Right under that, I have my text block. And like I was telling you, the background image really helps with the flow of the website. As you can see here, having an image in the background that kind of looks like what's going on with the previous design block really helps. The next thing we're going to look at, guys, is our image gallery. Now, to access your image gallery, I already have a predetermined one here, but to get one, just go to content and it's right under the image right here, image gallery, and you will drag onto that. There are two ways you can add a picture into your image gallery. The first will go to the gear of the image gallery itself. Once you're there, you can choose the aspect ratio. Now, the aspect ratio really helps because this is what the size of the images that you have in your image gallery. And in our case, we're going to keep it as is. And to add an image, you will click on Image tab, which shows you all the images that you have. But I want to add an image. So I click on the Add Image Gallery image button right here. I am going to name my image Image 8. And the DB gallery, the image gallery instance that we have is number 2 for this one. So make sure you choose the correct one. And I'm going to choose my file for this image gallery. I want this, the 8th image, this image right here. Bada bing. And voila. Let's click OK. All right. Now we can go to our page to look at what the image looks like in our image gallery. There we go. This is the image we just added. Now you see there's a space here because I want to add another image, but I want to show you the second way of adding an image to the image gallery. And that would be via the edit button. Click the edit button on your toolbar. And if you go to your image gallery, there you go. You have the add image gallery image button right there. And it brings you straight to the image that you want to add. Say image 9. Choose instance 2. Choose our file. And this time I want the image with the elephants. Boom. Click OK. There you have it. Go down. Now we have the image with our elephants. All right. Now, the other way of adding an image will be via the slider that you see here. Now, let's go into our page builder. Click on page builder. And once again, if you want to add an image slider block, you can just go on content, grab the image slider block and drag it in, but we already have ours here. And I want to edit this image slider block. You can choose the headline you want for the image slider block. You can also choose how many seconds you want the slider to pause before sliding around. And we also have our image aspect ratio. And this image aspect ratio is important because it keeps all the images all at the same size. So that way you don't have one image that's bigger than the other while sliding around. Now we'll go into our images tab. Here are the pictures that we already have chosen for the image slider. And we're gonna add one more. In our case, we'll grab this slider image right here. There we go. Just make sure it says slider image 5 here or whichever image that you've chosen. We're also gonna go to our styles tab. We're gonna add a top padding, a bottom padding as well. And if we go down, you'll see here it says background image. So you can also choose a background image for your image slider. In our case, I'll grab this one right here, click open, and it populates which image you've chosen. Alrighty. Now that our image slider has been chosen, we've gotten what we want out of it. Click OK. And if we go to our page, here's our image slider. As you can see, the pictures are the same size. And if you click on the button, it slides. We wait, it will slide on its own after 3 seconds or so. Now, there are also other ways of adding images onto your website. Remember when I talked about earlier, I said that there are 3 types of images here. So we have background images. We're not going to go too into details, but for your background images, you can add them with your hero image block. You can also add a background image on your text block. We did that. Actually, we didn't do, yeah, we did that, sorry. We can also add a background image on our slider block, which we just did. And you can also have a background image on a tile block. We haven't looked at it, but the tile block is also within the page builder. And as far as fixed images are concerned, you can also have fixed images in your carousel, like this one right here. And it's very important for your carousel or for fixed images to be on your page because it allows it so that all the images are the same size. For aesthetic purposes, imagine if the first image was this side and then the second image that you slide is a little bigger, wouldn't be quite right. Other fixed images are the images in your slider image design block. You can choose all of them to be the same size. And the tile blocks, these are tile blocks that are within a 4-column design block, which is for a 4-column container. You can have images within those tile blocks as well to be fixed. Another fixed image is your text and image design block, which is not to be confused by your text block. The text and image design block only has fixed images. You cannot change it. It's not like your WYSIWYG editor. It's only one image that's up, on your left side that you choose it. You can also have fixed images in your image gallery. Now the adjustable images, the images that you can choose the position and the sizings, are the images within your text block. You can see this nice little cat in the time hourglass. Or our little dog on the beach. And you can also choose the sizes for images that are within your text design block slider. I would advise you to keep all the images in the same aspect ratio. Reason being is you get something like this, where not all the images are the same size, and that's not what you want. All right, now the last place where you can add images would be in your catalog. We're going to go there, click on products here, find education, products, find education materials. And this is your catalog. It's very easy now to add an image to it. You click on your edit button and you can click directly onto the edit item. From there, you go to your images tab, and here you can choose the image that you would like to have. All right, that's a much easier way to do things. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to me. We've come to the end of our webinar. So we've covered today the image uploading process, how to add images onto your website, the different ways of inserting images onto a page. We also discuss the effects of a full bleed template on images. If you remember, that is so that your images go from one edge of the screen to the other edge of the screen when you choose a full bleed template. All right, if you have any questions, now will be the time. Feel free to type them into your chat box, or you can email us at info@contensive.com, or you can give us a call, 571-918-0396. Right, that is all for today. Let me see if we have any questions here. All right, doesn't look like we have much of a question here. However, I do remember somebody wondering earlier how many images could be added into an image slider or an image gallery. All right, if you remember the image slider, I'm going to show you what that is. Our image slider is our little guy here. Oh, sorry. It's a little guy here with our slider. How many images we can add there? We can add about 15 images. And in the image gallery, you can have an unlimited amount of images that we like. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for today. Thank you for coming, and we will see you into our next webinar. Take care, guys.